coming back to school with me. We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm the board game teacher. Thanks for coming to the classroom. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different, just with everything that's going on in the world today with the coronavirus and everything like that, that we've been all recommended to be social distancing, keeping ourselves away from large groups and things like that, which is normally the kind of thing I encourage. I encourage people to go out, to get together, to game together, to have fun, meet new people, meetups and such like that. So now it's gone the other direction. So what do you do in terms of social distancing and board games? Here's some ideas for you. So the first thing on my list is probably the most obvious. You know, if you're staying at home, well, game with your family. You all have to spend the time together anyway. You might as well find an enjoyable way to spend it together. And rather than everybody getting on their own devices, onto video games and things like that, you know, taking the time each day to spend some time together as a family and use this opportunity to bond and spend enjoyable time together through board gaming is a great way to do it. And if you find that maybe some people are getting a little bit too competitive, that there's some, you know, people getting upset that some people may be winning all the time, then may I suggest a cooperative game, and maybe something like this? Or is that a little too on the nose? It is a great cooperative board game though, and one that's, you know, it's thematic for the times that are in front of us. It's sort of a little thumbing of your nose at the virus, but great cooperative game, and one I highly recommend for families. So what if A, you live alone, or B, don't want to play with your family? There's always the solo board game. Now, a lot of games out there nowadays will have solo modes that you can play, so that way if you don't have somebody to play with or nobody wants to play with you at that time, then you know you always have that option to play a game by yourself. There are several games which I enjoy that have great solo modes, and you know, I can, people want, if you're interested to know, just leave me a message in the comment section below and I'll put a list down of some of my favorite ones. Anything with a cooperative theme. So like Pandemic is definitely one you could be playing solo mode, because in a cooperative game you're all playing on the same team, so you could play X number of players and just do that. It's also a great opportunity in playing solo. If you have a new board game, sometimes what I will do, even if it doesn't have a solo mode, I will play it with 2, 3, 4 players, me being all four of the all the players, however many number there are. This way it gives me a great opportunity to learn the rules, so that way when I am teaching it to somebody and they have questions, I played through the game, so I may have encountered that situation which they're asking. Sometimes things which seem obvious as I'm playing through, I think I've read the rules and watched the video, I understand how to play, but then when I go in to play it myself, I come to something which is fairly standard, like, okay, well, how do you get money, or how do you deal damage to this monster, or whatever, or what happens in this situation, and I don't know, so I have to look up the rules. And I feel good that I figured that out before I had other players with me, because that just, you know, it's kind of bogs things down, and I get frustrated myself too when somebody else has to stop and look at rules during a rules explanation when they're supposed to be teaching me. So that's another great opportunity to learn those rules through solo play. If you're feeling especially inspired, I know that there's a live stream thing on the internet called Twitch. So if you have the proper equipment and things, you can maybe even share with the world your games that you're playing. So it may be sort of a fun little event to set up something with the family, maybe even start your own Twitch channel for doing, you know, making this an ongoing thing even after we're past this stage with this coronavirus. I mean, if you and your family are having fun, why not share it with the world? And you can do so through Twitch. If you're looking to play with other people though, and again, you have access to a computer, but maybe don't have access to other people, then there are services online which allow you to play board games online. There's like Tabletop Simulator, there's Steam, and there's Vassal. Again, I'll leave those in the comment section below. Those are great services which can then allow you to play board games online with other people. So while I far prefer the method of meeting people face to face, these are great options for people who either A, don't want to leave the house, like in situations like this, or B, don't have people even who are in your area who play those games. I know when I was playing Monster Apocalypse, a lot of the games I played were on Vassal because a lot of people were spread out across the world, a large number of them in the United States. So playing with them face to face was not really an option. So through Vassal, we were able to play a lot of games, and it was great. So in one of my previous videos, I've talked about blinging out your games, and one of the ways you bling out your games is to paint the miniatures that are inside. Some people get a little intimidated and think, well, what if I make a mistake? You know, it's one of those things, painting is not actually as hard as it looks. People tend to make more of a big deal of it than it actually is, and there's a lot of great tutorials online and things too, and you know, I've sometimes run paint classes at Level Up, which I hope to do again sometime in the near future. But you know, by painting your miniatures, it just, to me, brings such a new enhancement to the game. Plus, if you're you're stuck inside like we are nowadays with the social distancing, then we need to find things to do. Then painting miniatures is a great way to do that, and it's a fun, relaxing way to pass the time. And it doesn't require other people. It can be your alone time. Here I have like Ra's al Ghul and Solomon Grundy, which I'm painting for my Batman game. I have Gorgadra and Nova Yasar from my Monster Apocalypse game. And there's so many other games which I've been painting miniatures for. I mean, in my life I've painted easily thousands of miniatures. But it's one of those things I really enjoy myself. And, you know, being stuck inside, hey, it's what I've been doing anyways before the coronavirus, and so I'm just going to continue doing this kind of thing. But if you haven't done it before, this may be a great opportunity to pick up a paintbrush and try it out for yourself. And failing all else, if you have nothing else to do, then there's always good old YouTube. You can always watch gaming related content on YouTube, whether it's how to paint, or whether it's, you know, how to play a game, or whether it's watching people play games, battle reports and things like that for different games, gaming reports, playthroughs, things like that. Or you can always watch The Board Game Teacher. Lots of content on that channel. So however you choose to do it, then please remember, stay safe, and there's lots of things we can still do, board game related or otherwise, during this time. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you have any questions about some of the things I've talked about today, or if you have ideas for other content you might like to see on the channel, whether it is games or ideas for discussion, then please leave me a message in the comment section below. If while you're down there, please do hit like and subscribe. It really does help. Well, until next time, I'm Craig Thompson Wood, the Board Game Teacher, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all.